It's 10:32 p.m. So, I forgot to tell y'all this. Okay, so in the previous video, I meant to tell y'all that when I came from swimming and showering and I came back here after I quit filming, I thought it was a man at first, but then I noticed it was a lady, and I figured, oh, this is a perp loitering around here. So she was sitting like a little distance from the front entrance. So I didn't tell anybody before that a man that works here um paid for my hotel room tonight. I mean earlier this morning for tonight. So it's like as I was checking out earlier this morning, he swooped in at the last minute and helped me. So this woman, like it's like as if she knew what happened, and she was a perp planted there. So she probably was. I mean, I wonder how was she allowed to loiter around and sit there, you know? So she was able to loiter around and sit there, and the staff had already gone, and so she was sitting there, and she looked like she was do drugs or something, but she looked like a pretend homeless perp that was planted there, you know. And as I was walking to go inside, she said, "Do you work here?" I said, "No, I'm staying here." And so she's like, "Oh, because I thought you worked here because I was gonna ask you if you can get me a hotel room tonight for the night." And I said, "Well, I'm homeless too." And so later on I felt like, yeah, how did she knew I didn't even tell anyone that the person who worked here helped me out. I just said somebody helped me out, but I didn't say who it was. But how she knew that though? "Oh, do you work here?" "No." "Oh, well, I thought you worked here because I was gonna ask you to help me with a hotel room for the night." Well, people who workers usually don't really help people with a hotel room. I mean, that guy was just gifting me that, you know. But I figure she did that as a way of, I guess, usually directed conversation is when two other people are having a similar conversation or use certain keywords in the conversation that you previously had. But this lady walked up directly to me. I mean, she didn't walk up to me, but she was sitting down and she asked me all that. So I figured she's a perp and she just like knew what happened, you know? So, yeah, usually when somebody's nice to me or do something nice for me, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, for no reason, if somebody gets in their head and then they change towards me. So, dang. And then the online perps, they would try to falsely manipulate and convince people that I'm the one who's you know, that I had people cheated and played, or that I scammed somebody. That because you want to falsely change the narrative that, oh, Candy doesn't need your help, she's just playing on your money or whatever. So another thing with the directed conversation is, like, if I write a short story or something, and Like one time I wrote a short story, and then a couple of days later I called up the Social Security office or the hotline, and it was a lady that used the same name. It was a super rare name. She used the same name as you know, one of the short story, characters. So when I was trying to work on my big novel that I think I'm gonna do it from scratch. Um, I wrote a short. I mean, I wrote in the novel about one of the characters being compared to Tupac, right? And y'all know how they be perping me with the Aaliyah T-shirt and stuff. And so, um, that last incident was that incident at the mall, and that girl tried to fight me. So, I was in the middle of writing and did not even publish. And it's like at the last minute, 5 minutes later, I didn't even publish it, but 5 minutes later, they had a young 12-year-old looking white boy walking around with a smack brand new, excuse me, Tupac t-shirt. And like he wanted me to see it. And it's like, how the hell if I just wrote about somebody being compared to Tupac, a fictional character being compared to Tupac, it's like, how the hell did somebody get a Tupac t-shirt that quick to wear? So they have, yes, they do. Parents push their kids to gang stalk too. Or say, for example, if I'm talking about, if I'm thinking about, or if I wrote about, or if I'm talking about, I don't know, if I'm talking about a green earrings, for example. I didn't even publish the short story yet. If I write a short story about a character wearing green earrings, and then next thing you know, somebody walked past me like 2 minutes later, wearing green earrings, and I'm like, this got to be spiritual. And so, a lot of times I'll be having my earbuds in, but every now and then I'll get directed conversation. But sometimes they'll show the directed conversation in different ways. Or like if they might walk up to me and talk to me directly, about something I did or said, recently or something. So like also, when I called the National Social Security Hotline about that Brian guy that was a perp at Sky Zone, over the phone, a few days, like a week later, they had an abusive narcissistic perp over the phone who was acting extra rude and playing all kinds of psychological games. He worked at the Social Security office, and he lied and said his name was Brian and wouldn't give me his real name. So, yeah, that's another Social Security incident where, like, how would he know about what happened if you're working for the Social Security hotline? How would you know about the exact details that happened at Sky Zone? It's weird. So, yeah, that's what I needed to say, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Sorry I'm in the dark.